Welcome to LitLoom. Today we are not just reading chapter 1 of Kamala Markandaya's Nectar in a Sieve. We are dissecting it. We'll unpack every line, every image to understand how Markandaya builds a world of memory, loss, and resilience. This foundational analysis for understanding the entire novel will be explained in the next part of the video. It was my husband who woke me, my husband whom I will call here Nathan, for that was his name, although in all the years of our marriage I never called him that. Okay, now this is a profound meta commentary. For the reader, she grants him individuality, Nathan, right? uh, him individuality. In life he was husband as a role, right? But here for the readership she grants him individually Nathan, but in life husband as the role, right? This highlights the formality and distance within the intimate relationships in their culture, right? Can you feel that? Okay, because it's the conventional opinion. See how she describes it. uh, for it's not meet for a woman to address her husband except as husband. Okay, you can take it as gratitude, respect, right, for the husband, but still that is the conventional opinion that comes to the words of narrator, right? Because in a stereotypical society, Rukmani is a representation of that. We are home, he cried. Wake up, look. Okay, now this is dramatic because there's the punctuation marks and the conversation, right? I woke, I looked. A mud hut, thatched small, set near a paddy field with two or three similar huts nearby. So that is about the village poverty, isn't it? Even the whole village is poor. Now the mud hut, all this description is stark without adornment. The mango leaves, okay, so you can see it in the next line. Let's read that part as well. Across the doorway, a garland of mango leaves, symbol of happiness and good fortune, dry now and rattling in the breeze. Okay, visual imagery of a poor hut, extreme rurality. And as I told you, this mango leaves is a symbol of auspiciousness, and now they are dry and rattling. It's an omen, right? The promise of happiness is already faded. Okay, this is our home, my husband said. This is our home. Come, I will show you. Now that is about familiarity. Now he very warmly welcomes Rukmani. I got out of the cart, stiff and with a cramp in one leg. That is about again about the pain, ache, right? Difficulties in rural life. We went in two rooms, one a sort of a storehouse for grain, the other for everything else. A third had been begun but was unfinished. The mud walls were not more half than a foot high. Okay, so it seems that the child Rukmani, the 12-year-old Rukmani, is a bit confused because she used to live in a bigger house comparatively. A raw, powerful simile is brought down here, right? Um, okay, let's see what is going to happen in the future. It will be better when it is finished, he said. I nodded. I wanted to cry. This mud hut, nothing but mud and thatch, was my home. Okay, now she is a person who come from Headman's home to a mud hut, right? So it's okay. It's fair for her to feel sad and submissive, especially a 12-year-old child. It's about the decline of the economic conditions and also about the poverty, rural poverty. And Nathan had to act here because Rukmani is a girl from a superior class and he is really humble and accept her very good manner to the home. We can see that welcomed her, right? However, we can see the contrast, right? My niece gave first the crammed one, then the other, and I sank down. Nathan's face filled with concern as he came to hold me. Now see how she describes these things. It's nothing. I said, I'm tired no more. I will be all right in a minute. Now here, this is the important paragraph number 4. This lines up until I followed, right? Till that part, it's really important. You can get have it in your exams if you are writing exams on this. Identification, Nectar in a Sieve, a post-colonial novel where Kamala Markandaya, an Indian author who lived from 1924 to 2004, is the author. The context, of course, it's a flashback of the narrator Rukmani about the day she entered to the house of Nathan to play the role of his wife. Right, the conversations with Nathan and Rukmani can be seen here, and it seems that she is a little bit moved and troubled, right? And now we are going to analyze the themes, literary devices, and the significance of the plot and the character development of this part, um, and the context. Okay, so you can see the short sentences of Rukmani's language, right? I forgot to tell you it's in the first person narration as well, right? And the conversational tone is developed with these short lines, the conversations, right? Okay, so she says that it's nothing. I'm tired no more. See the courage, endurance, the strength, mental strength within her, the tolerance, acceptance, bravery, the powerfulness, the control of emotions, positivity, and the lack of fear within her tone, right? See how well she has got used to it. This is what we call facing the fate positively. All right. Now, there's courage in her to face the poverty, right? Especially, can you imagine her condition? If you can, what would you do, right? Think about that. What would you feel like, right? Think about it that way, right? She's still a 12-year-old girl, but still she contains all these positive qualities within her. He said, perhaps you're frightened at living here alone, but in a few years we can move, maybe even buy a house such as your father's. You would like that. Okay, so that is the hope for a better future. Okay, uh, and it's about helplessness as well, kind of hopefulness, sorry, hopefulness as well. And it seems that Nathan is a very caring, positive minded, uh, there's no sign of brutality within his behavior or in his words, full of love, caring. And as I always tells you, he is not a typical portrayal of a husband, right? Because he is okay, he has a hope. Sorry for that sound. He has a hope to be happy with her forever, right? It's a long lasting hope. And now see how he says, even buy a house such as your father's, right? These are the hopes for a better future, even though they couldn't succeed, but still they have that hope, right? Okay. That's about themes like courage, endurance, hope, marriage, and also mutual understanding, right? He knows that she has felt that confused condition, right? Love, relationships, marriage, positivity, all these things are highlighted here. Okay, then there was something in his voice, a pleading, a look on his face, such as a dog, okay, simile, as when you're about to kick it. This is about helplessness, okay. That is because okay, a raw, powerful simile. This is Nathan's vulnerability is exposed here. That's what I was going to tell you earlier as well. He fears her rejection and knows the inadequacy of his offering. That's why he says more and more, right? Okay, there's animal imagery as well. No, I said, I'm not frightened. Okay. It suits me quite well to live here. I am not frightened. See how strong Rukmani is, right? Okay. It's nothing, I'm tired no more. Okay, we talk about that part as well. I'm not frightened. It's about timid, humble looks and behavior, right? The typical portrayal of a woman who accepts the fate without any complaint. He did not reply at once, but went into the granary and came out with a handful of paddy. Now, paddy symbolizes the prosperity, wealth, and now see the loving, caring nature of behavior of Nathan, right? Added to that, you can see how they uh, lives on hope, right? Perhaps we can move, right? They live on hopes and expectations. This is ironical as well. Despite of being positive thinking, positive, they couldn't fulfill their wishes, right? So that is really sad about that. However, we can see how Nathan tries to calm down his child bride, right? His loving, admirable, soothing character is also highlighted here very well. And then it says, such harvest as this, he said, sliding the grains about in his hand, and you shall not want for anything, beloved. Okay, this word beloved is a deeply affectionate term contrasting with the formal husband, right? Their covenant is between them and the soil. This is the novel's central bargain. He offers not riches but the faithfulness of the land to Rukmani. Okay. Then he went out to get the tin trunk, and after I followed. Okay. Now it's also about the challenges and how they depend on the paddy, their life and prosperity, everything depend on this paddy. Also highlights the Zamindari system a bit because they couldn't succeed because of that, right? But still they are so hopeful about their future. So this is how you have to analyze this part of the context. This is really good, and there's so many things to write down if it comes for your exam. And the significance of the plot is because this gives clues about a life with peace and understanding in between Nathan and Rukmani for the readership. Okay, so is there anything that you need to add for this part? Feel free to comment. Or is there anything for you to correct? Right? Okay, feel free to say anything about this. How do you feel about the character development? What do you think about Rukmani? Is it good? Her positive thinking, is it good or bad? Tell us about your perspective. From the misty realms of memory to the solid yielding earth of the pumpkin patch, Markandaya installs every theme, symbol, and conflict that will define Rukmani's epic struggle. The title's metaphor is already at work. She is building a life trying to hold nectar in the sieve of circumstance. In our next part of this chapter, we will see the first grains begin to slip through. If you found this deep dive valuable, smash that like button. Subscribe to LitLoom and let me know in the comments which symbol you think is the most powerful in this foundational chapter.